Hello. Hey. This Autumn Porter's Humanities class project. I think this is gonna be project. Which one am I doing? Project 9. All right. Okay. So when I read Esther's chapter, My Name is Red. I kind of realized she was a little bit illiterate. It wasn't. I didn't really take it as a weakness of hers, but I don't know. I took it in a different way, so it kind of challenged my assumptions of her. At first, it seemed ironic. It's like so in the book. At first, it seems ironic, possibly foolish, to trust someone who cannot read or read or write. So the deeper I thought about it, the more I realized that the literacy, the actual literacy itself, at least in the traditional sense, it's not the only way of reading. She might not be able to decode letters per se, but she knows how to read people. Okay, that's important. Situations, emotions, and intentions with precision. So she had that. She knew how to read that. In fact, she did a lot something that most illiterate people cannot do. She senses the meaning behind people's actions. I think she realized that, excuse the name, Shakur was giving her a letter. She wasn't just giving her a letter, not just to deliver it, but to also convey like a silent message. I perceived, or I understood that moment. It was like a more emotional display of social literacy. She reads the world through relationships and patterns. And she don't need words to make that make sense. So my perception as the reader is that Pamuk he tried to remind us that what it means to understand something. Excuse me. I keep looking at. I'm looking. It's a lot of stuff in here. It's distracting, but I should have went to another room. It's not just about, I guess what he was trying to say was reading it. It's to understand, right? You don't have to just read. It's not just about the text. It's about grasping the meaning behind the text, whether it's through language, emotion, or cultural knowledge. Her supposed weakness became her strength in society, where everything is seen, but not always understood, right? So if we look at Shakur's perception of it, when he gave Esther that letter, I do not think that she was taking a risk. I thought she knew exactly what she was doing. She's not ignorant to Esther's illiteracy. She was counting on it. Shakur lived in a world where women must use subtler ways to navigate the male-dominant structures. She relied on gestures, nonverbal cues, things that someone like Esther understands intrinsically. She knew that Esther would interpret the situation correctly. She knew that the letter, in a way, could be delivered discreetly without any gossip, and Esther would not pry too deeply with it. It was like an alliance between them, shared understanding. It was built on years and years of living with the complex, different social structures that they had to navigate. So she could perceive the letter not just as writing on a page, but it was a symbol. It was to move a bigger emotional, political chess piece. So in that way, it made kind of Esther the perfect messenger for that. Okay, so now thinking about the crash courses idea of the duck and bunny, that's the famous illusion where you can see either animal but neither or both at the same time. It made sense in the novel. Pamuk was always, or like constantly playing with that perspective. Every chapter gave a new voice, new lens, new truth. And in some ways they contradicted each other. So how do we hold them? How do we hold them all together? Make it make sense. So personally, I find myself constantly switching. I felt focused on the actual literal, on the plot, on who said what and who was guilty or innocent. And that, I guess that's the duck. Other times I was pulled into the emotional part of it and the intuition and the unspoken messages and meanings. And I guess that's the bunny. I understood both, but you can't fully grasp them at the same time. So my brain was constantly jumping from the bunny to the duck, literal versus understood, deeper meaning. And I think that was also intentional. Pamuk does not want us to settle in one duck on either the bunny or the duck. He wanted us to kind of go back and forth between those two. It was tension building, I think. So in the novel, the miniaturists in the novel who struggle between Eastern tradition and the anomaly of the Western desire for individuality were caught between seeing and interpreting, between knowing and then questioning. So can I see both duck and the bunny? I would say I could switch between them very quickly, but no, not all at once. And that's a part of the kind of like the brilliance of the novel. Reflects how we live. We're always interpreting the world differently, but never on one fixed position. We shift, we change, we perceive, just like Esther did, just like Shakir, and just like every other character in this novel. It was very layered, and we're all layered, even individually, as individuals. So that's all I had. So that was Project 9. Thank you.